Boys College welcome to the Bay, their long-standing Bay of Plenty rivals, Rotorua Boys High School.
There's a huge rivalry between Tauranga and Rotorua.
Now watch me do my dance, I'm the player of the day.
Straight through the line is Hayes Perham, the man to do it.
And a lovely run by Christian Kelly, the speed merchant on the right wing.
I'm a sad
Perham puts boot to ball. Lavu Matava comes off and he's going to score the try. Lavu Tomata scores his second try.
Just those little accuracies that they need to get right.
So Cassius Misa, nice long kick inside the Tauranga half. To the air goes Lecomte. Coming forward to meet it. Ball's lost forward though and into the hands of Tauranga. For a runner, they go back here to Lecomte again. He's trying to turn the Rotorua pack around. Here is the exciting fullback for Rotorua Boys High, Celestina Rabotel-Mata. Early lets rip. Fisk is going to hope this is going to drift too far. It'll go into the in goal and he'll force it and we'll come back for a 22-metre restart.
Not a bad option though, because now it's given Rotorua Boys some field position. They certainly won that kicking battle, didn't they? This is where they want to be. First sniff of this area of the field for them.
They've absorbed a lot of pressure in the first 6 minutes of this Super 8 game. Rotorua, chance here for Tauranga to take play back inside the Rotorua half. Lands in the hands of the fullback, Rabotel-Mata, and now Misa again trying to turn those Tauranga backs around. Comes back for Lecomte and he's hacked it into touch.
Visibly, as a look around the ground and from our position, there doesn't seem to be much of a breeze, but to me, it looks like Rotorua Boys are certainly getting more distance on their kicks. The ball seems to be floating a little bit easy. Well, there we go. That's a good shot there of the flag there, isn't it?
It's just a little bit. Yeah. It's not much, but it's just a little westerly breeze, which is favouring Rotorua at the moment, and they will have a line out. First line out of the game, no score. Rotorua Boys High School against Tauranga in the Super 8. And they win the line out through Tarama Ruben. And here come Rotorua. Gardner Tui into the 22. Presents again for Paya. Here's Misa, short ball, doesn't find the target. Backwards. Which was Sorensen Telfora. So Rotorua, they've gone backwards. We'll go back for the knock on that came off that hand of the Tauranga player coming through. Just a little indication there, perhaps, Bull, of the strategy of Rotorua. They set that, won that line out, and then it looked to me like they were trying to direct some heavy traffic straight into that inner channel of the Tauranga defence.
Yeah, they've got a couple of big ball-running loose forwards, so that's a good ploy from teams, get it in that number one channel. Oh, I tell you what, that would have been interesting. That was a nice idea to get through that gap, so you can see what they're doing. They're trying to manipulate the space. And I like that because it's a waste of time running into these guys in a T-bone situation. You get nowhere. You've got to find the space and you've got to manipulate that with the ball. So you can sort of see their intent a little bit there, can't you?
Superb attacking opportunity this for Rotorua. Ball spills out and Paya has to clean it up. All taken by his opposite there, Louis Grinrod. Rotorua again, they haven't had a lot of phase play. Short ball, storming through this time is Sorensen Telfara again. Now to the backs. Here's number 8, Simpkins, captain. Taken just inside the 22. Tauranga though, up to the task so far. Winding up this time, Tarama Ruben for Rotorua. Back to the right they go through Paya. Simpkins though, well taken by the winger Matthew Brittain for Tauranga. Another short ball to Ahure Iparapara. Now some space for Rotorua, driving his way forward is Tema. Held up though by the opposite for Tauranga. That was Shiji Zhong, the captain, and now working on the ground. Tauranga to force the turnover. Real opportunity here for Rotorua. Bit of space for the big lock forward, Cunningham. 5 metres from the line, presenting again.
Get up!
Misa. Real questions being asked here of the Tauranga defence by Rotorua boys high. Pick and drive from Cunningham again, the lock. Perhaps some space here for the backs. No, another pick and go. Tauranga, though, they're doing a good job. Slowing this up now. Does it come to Paia into Misa? Here's Ruben again, fighting his way to the goal line. Oh, ball looks like it's been spilt forward. And they'll force that. Ball lost forward. Te Rama Ruben came very close, but no good ball out. Good defence from Tauranga.
Yeah, well, they were certainly asked a few questions about their defence, and they stood up, didn't they? They came up in a line. One-on-one, they were very strong, their Tauranga boys. Oh, this is a great little burst here from the prop, Tema. Look at this. I noticed him in the play a lot. He's very, very skillful. Look at him just fighting there, looking for a support. Did a lot of work around the fringes as well, just little passes, but yeah, some good effort over the ball there from Tauranga boys.
First 5'8", Izan Lecomte, he was the one who ripped that ball clear and thwarted the move. But the danger not over here for Tauranga. Defensive scrum, 5 metres from the goal line. No score, just the one opportunity from Tauranga's first 5. Lecomte penalty attempt that was no good.
Same as when you've got the ball.
Well, there's the Tauranga boys tight head prop, Jared Rufu Bot. He's going to have to be holding his end up in this scrum, because there's one thing for sure that's coming, and that's a bit of pressure from Rotorua boys.
Staying on the line,
These are the moments that can make a difference in a game, so we'll see how good their scrum is right now.
Those front rows, Rufu Bot, Humphreys and Webster for Tauranga up against Tema, Haiti and Sorensen Tofara for Rotorua. So far, so good from the Tauranga pack. It's holding. Grinrod clears it.
Oh, nine, right.
And Fisk sends it downfield. Under this, though, this exciting fullback. Ravu Taumata gets the pass out. He's got support if he can find him. Oh, they do. And Rotorua have got the first try. The left winger, Manu Akayola. Space created by Ravu Taumata, and then the try for the left winger, and seemingly ball a little bit out of nowhere.
Well, gee whiz, the kick certainly didn't look like it was centre field. It was near the touchline, but look at this guy go. He just does it so easily, doesn't he? Look at the support. They were queuing up too, weren't they? Left, right and centre. That is very special play right there. That's a team that is confident and a team that knows when someone's making a break, there's going to be support around them. Very skillful.
It also might serve to remind Tauranga of the dangers of Ravu Taumata, the Rotorua boys high school fullback, Celestino, Fijian born. He's been a chief under-18 representative. He's got pace, he's got skill, he's got vision, as we just saw there. And that was really special. He got that started. Obviously the benefactor was the left winger, but put that try down to Ravu Taumata, and perhaps a reminder there to Tauranga to need to just be careful about where they kick the ball.
Yeah, well, Ravu Taumata, he had a little bit to do too. He had to beat a defender, and then he had some nice vision. It's one thing beating the defenders, but it's what you do next and doing the right thing, which he did. He just drew and pass, which is a simple skill, but it can be murdered so many times in a game of rugby. So yeah, very skillful.
Conversion successful. Rotorua 7 points to 0.
You guys have another ball.
A great start for Rotorua ball. They had to absorb pressure in the first 5 or 6 minutes. They gave away the penalty, which wasn't obviously converted by Tauranga, and absorbed it and then came down with one of their early opportunities, and they make no mistake. And there's the restart that doesn't go the 10 metres, and so
Scrum, re-kick.
We'll go back for the scrum. So
yeah, maybe a little bit of Rotorua boys, bit of travel rust initially. They've come over, obviously, for the day's game at Tauranga boys, and you can just see them, they're just starting to work into the game nicely. Tauranga boys, though, they need to stem the tide here quickly, and just little things like kickoffs, taking kickoffs, those little parts of the game that you need to be accurate. They just need to tidy up now, because this looks like a team to me that you don't want to give too many opportunities to. They got strike power.
Crutch.
Another superb attacking opportunity here. Centre field. Split back line with Ravu Taumata out to the left, and it looks like that's where Paia's going to come. And here he is, Celestino, spotted a little bit of space. Oh, he just skins the first 5, easy. Draw and pass, and here comes the left winger again. Oh, superb stuff, if that's a try. Absolutely superb. Rotorua, the same combination again. Celestino Ravu Taumata, the fullback, and the left winger, Manu Akiola, scores the try.
Oh, Akiola, he had a bit of work to do there, didn't he? He just absolutely nailed it. Just the confidence of them. Ravu Tamata, you could just see it. I mean, it's easy sitting up here in the commentary box, but you could see the space, and I was thinking to myself, gee whiz, Tauranga boys, you're in a bit of trouble here. And look at this, he's got a beautiful step off his right foot. He's got gas, and he's got a wonderful pass. Boy, there was a bit of work to do, but he knows how to finish, doesn't he?
That is a superb finish.
Two from two.
It looked pretty good at first take. You watched it on the replay. He had a lot of work to do, Bull.
Oh, brilliant.
And
absolutely
Manu gets
brilliant.
his second for Rotorua, and that's special. That really is. Here's Misa to try and add the extras. A little bit more of a trickier kick this time. But Rotorua, they will be... The confidence streaming through their team, Bull, will be pretty high now after that.
Well, the other thing we should just give a bit of credit to Rotorua boys, solid scrum. They manipulated the scrum just where they wanted it, just turned it a little bit, turned the left-hand side up, so it opened up that blind side. I think blind side's a good option, and Rotorua boys, they really exploited it well.
Just started it to the left, did Misa, and it never came back enough. So no conversion on Rotorua's second try to that man, Manu Akiola. The work of Ravu Taumata. Superb stuff, and then the finish. And I don't think there was any doubt about that. He was aerial. These guys, they know how to do it. They watch what happens at a higher level. Super Rugby see it. We might see some of that tonight, the aerial skills of some of the professional players, and that's what you get at this level.
Spatial awareness, isn't it? It's knowing how to run down that sideline.
Scrum.
Oh, Tauranga boys, they've cooked another kickoff. The other one tried to go short. This one they've tried to go long, and they've cooked it. They just need to get those things, parts of the game right.
He looks a bit frustrated, doesn't he? Aizan Lecomte just didn't quite get it right. You don't blame him, do you, for going long after the first one was short ball, but then the execution on the other one, he'll be pretty annoyed by that. And here we are again. We're setting up for the same scenario that resulted in the try just a few minutes ago.
Well, Tauranga boys are onto it this time, though. They've shored up the side a little bit more, as you'd want to. Ravu Tamata, I'd be putting a couple of guys on him. They're going to have to shut him down. I mean, rugby's about time and space. And, of course, from a set piece, you get a lot of time and space to build up steam. So they're going to have to move up very, very quickly and shut down this time and space.
Now, Chad Isaiah Roberts, he's the player on screen there. Probably won't look back too fondly on watching Ravu Taumata first time around. Can he rectify it, though? He's got a chance here if the ball comes back this way again.
8.
Midway through the first half of this Super 8 game, 12 points to 0, Rotorua over Tauranga.
Yeah, Tauranga boys need to put a bit of pressure on the scrum. That's better. At least that's shutdown option straight away.
You've got to come back around through the gate. Doesn't matter, you still got to come back through the gate. New rules.
Louis Grinrod there felt that he was in the ascendancy and just got the interpretation or the technical side of the game wrong then.
Yes, well, the old rules last year, when you made the tackle, you could jump to the feet and play the ball. Now you've actually got to come back, as he said, through the gate. He's made it pretty clear. Good communication from the referee.
I was going to say, you know, he sometimes can be a bit harsh on referees, but that was a pretty good one, and he did make it clear, and also to the players who are still getting used to some of the new rules. Rugby's a funny game. They change the rules a lot. And so now he understands that why the penalty came through.
Well, sometimes I think a referee is almost another commentator at the game, because they almost, as they're going through the game, they're always talking to the players that are being challenged. But that was good, clear communication. That's all players need.
Backwards. Extend offside. Camera for teammate. Show me.
So Rotorua, they'll be not happy with the execution at line-out time. They got themselves into a good attacking position, couldn't get it right, and so lost the ball. And so Tauranga will get this defensive scrum. What have you made, though, Bill, so far in the first 90 minutes of Rotorua? You know, they've got such a good pedigree. They really are one of New Zealand's sort of preeminent rugby schools, aren't they, with their success over many years. They seem to always come to these games well coached. They look well prepared. They've got some great athletes.
Yeah, I think you've nailed all the main points of a good rugby team, really, and preparation. You know, you can have a lot of things going for you, but preparation's a
you've
big
got to
part
be
of it.
in.
They are a boarding school. We've got to remember they're a boarding school. Tauranga boys are not a boarding school. So when you're at a boarding school, you have more opportunity to spend time together, to practice certain things, to be spend more time as a collective, I suppose. And you can see that they look like a good unit. So once you put those individual things that you mentioned,
Crutch!
you know, skill, athleticism, all those things together, along with unity, get a powerful force.
Set!
Louis Grinrod feeds the Tauranga scrum. This time they decide to charge it up over the 22 as part of the exit. Competing at the breakdown were Rotorua.
Take him back!
Grinrod again trying to turn the try scorer from the first 2 tries. And here he is again. Ravu Taumata floats the pass out to the right winger James. Bit of space for him. Throws the pass inside, but it was forward.
Forward.
But again, that threat ball, we don't want to go on about it, but Ravu Taumata, anytime he seems to get any space, he just looks dangerous.
Well, the thing is, I suppose from Tauranga boys' point of view, they've got to consider their kicking options very carefully. Because what's happening at the moment, the ball is going to their danger men, and their back three, their danger men, trio, whatever you want to call. So they just need to think about that and maybe need to adjust. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? That's what rugby's about. It's being adaptable and changing options. Sometimes you go into a game thinking you're going to do one thing, you get to the game and you realise you can't. So that, for Tauranga boys, they just need to change your game plan a little bit.
Set!
It's always easy sitting here, of course, Tom.
No.
Rotorua, they made the final of this
Scrum.
year's Chiefs Cup, lost to Wesley College in the
Rotorua 9.
final. So they've already proven in one competition, a pretty tough competition to the Chiefs Cup, that
Keep it
they
stable, lads.
have the pedigree to do well.
Keep that
And
gap.
they talked about that they played each other, these two teams, a few weeks ago, and Rotorua were pretty comfortable winners on that occasion.
Yeah, for sure.
Bind.
They play a lot of rugby, don't they, at this level? And it's high-level rugby. Yeah, Rotorua boys are putting a bit of heat on that scrum there, aren't they? Sorensen Tafara on the loose head side, just putting a bit of pressure on.
So Cassius Misa to take play for Rotorua. Inside the 22, has he gone too far?
Too far.
He has gone too far. Just tried to carve off too many metres.
option.
And that young
You want a scrum?
man there might be breathing
Scrum.
a little bit of
22.
relief. That hasn't cost him anything.
Went dead, lads. Went out, touch and go. Scrum.
Yeah, that's the thing we've got to remember. We sit here watching
Get
these
that strong line,
young
okay?
men,
We had it before.
and quite
so let's
often
keep
we
it
think they're older than they are. They still make mistakes. They're still learning, still developing. And sometimes I watch a lot of games, I coach a lot of games, and you hear people on the sideline very critical of those situations, making a mistake. Well, that's how you learn, isn't it? So he'll be better for that,
Bind.
and it's going to happen.
Stay out.
It's interesting, the first few scrums of the game were very steady, and there was no problems, but all of a sudden,
We had that
mistakes
gap.
have risen a little
Okay,
bit
now
up
we've
there,
gone
haven't
away
they?
from
And
it.
they
Let's go
get
back
a
to how we had
little
it,
bit
okay?
pressurised.
This is what our problems are.
You heard it.
You talked about it too, Paul, how important the set piece is at any kind of level of the game, and you just got the feeling perhaps that there was, because they were almost cancelling each other out a little bit, that they're both trying to gain a bit of an ascendancy perhaps, and that's where the scrum resets are coming from. And
Set.
For sure. That's better.
Hold it.
it's good heat from Rotorua, but they've cleared up Tauranga. The comp charging into the midfield this time is Dixon. Presents it again for Grinrod. Here's the number 8, Yong, the captain. He's already shown a couple of glimpses. Yong, usually a midfielder, playing at number 8 today. Good change by Tauranga. That's the halfway line. We go down to the short side. Here's Yong again. Physical youngster. Presents it again for his halfback. Rafubot for Tauranga. Back the short side they come. Here is Chad Isaiah Roberts looking for a little bit of space. Back on the inside to Lasanga. the headgear. Vavini Lasanga. And Bosselman. Making a lot of ground, Tauranga, but holding onto the ball is Lachlan Devro. And now the turnover in Rotorua. All lost though by Manu Paia. So we're back with Tauranga. And they're chipping over the top, hoping for a little bit of space. Is it bouncing around? Oh, slipped a little bit too late there to Caesar James, but he does manage to get the grounding. We'll go back to the 22.
Oh, we'll see when Tauranga boys have got the ball, they can be effective as well. But it's all about possession, isn't it? It's pretty hard to play the game when you haven't got the pill. It doesn't matter how good you are defensively. To score tries, you've got to have the ball in your hand.
I think they would have been encouraged, though, Bull, by that last few phases. They retained the ball quite well. They made some good meters. Certainly some things there that will encourage them as this game goes on.
Well, they need to get the ball in Yong's hands, the number 8 and captain, who's moved in from the midfield to the forward pack, because he looks effective and he gets that go forward for them.
Come out. What?
Sending it forward to the sky, and Fisk is after it. But it's well taken there by Te Hamara Gardner-Tui for Rotorua. Here is Ravu Taumata. He's turning around Roberts and chasing after it. A little bit outnumbered here is Roberts, and the charge down two from those two players as well. So into touch they go, under pressure though from Akuola and Ravu Taumata.
It was nice pressure, wasn't it? Roberts couldn't do anything else there.
Let's go back in.
Just as he looked, he had a couple of big beasts breathing down on him, ready to take him out.
Go down the back. Risky move at line-out time, but effective, though. They got it to that man that Bull's been talking about. Shiji Zhong, the captain. And Grinrod trying to scramble into the touch, but he can't. And here is fullback Ravu Taumata again. Such a dangerous runner, and space for his left winger. Back pass this time to the man. Pops it up to the hooker, Haiti.
Yes,
And here comes Rotorua again, 6 metres from the goal line. Pick and drive, Tema. And he makes half a metre, but the defence is good. It's going to need to be here for Tauranga. They've lost the ball forward, they forced the mistake. And they brought them down eventually to Tauranga's defence. Josh Humphrey is getting the pats on the back there, the hooker for Tauranga.
I got 8.
Yeah, they're back in that same spot they don't want to be, though. But look at the footwork here. These two boys out here, they're just a two-man wrecking machine. They just like to keep it amongst themselves. And if you're lucky enough to be part of the rest of the team, you might get a turn. Akiula and Ravu Taumata are fantastic together. You can just see they've got a real understanding, haven't you? They seem to know what each other's going to do, and they don't mind sharing it amongst themselves.
Certainly, they're a dangerous duo at the back for Rotorua. They've combined for the 2 tries that the visitors have scored so far. Charging it forward is Dixon for Tauranga. Create a bit of a scenario here for an exit. Grinrod comes back for Izan Lecomte, and he clears it into touch.
They've got a good defensive backline too, Rotorua boys. I've just been watching, Cassius Misa, Gardner-Tui. Tauranga boys, as a lot of modern rugby's about, is banging up the second channel, trying to get some go forward, but every time they're trying to truck it up through those channels, they're getting stopped by the man on camera there, Gardner-Tui. Te Hamara Gardner-Tui doing a good job defensively.
And Rotorua, they win down, bring the line out down, and Haiti is at the back, the hooker. It's Bernie Haiti.
That's ones! That's ones!
The forwards are going to go to work here for Rotorua. It's driving forward. Bosselman was warned and he didn't get out of there. And they get the penalty, Rotorua.
And number 4, one on each side, in the side.
What do you do here, Bull? If you're in the ascendancy of your Rotorua, do you bang it into the corner?
I would definitely be going for the corner here. They're controlling territory, and that's exactly what they're going to do. It's a good play. The liner has been a bit mix and match, though. They've missed a couple, but this was nice play. This is good setup. They're nice and narrow at the front. Yeah, you can see the Tauranga boys have just been split, and you can see it there. The lock forward, Ryan Bosselman, he didn't retreat back around. He just sort of hung on the side, which it's easy sitting here and observing these things, but it's hard sometimes, especially if you think you've got the rights.
They got a bit of a drive on before the Rotorua. Going to try and set again. Haiti finds the jump of the ball. Slightly aerial, but it's been brought down though. And that's Haiti. Bernie Haiti at the back. Rotorua heading for the try line. And they get there. Bernie Haiti, the try for Rotorua, the hooker. Their third of the afternoon. And it is the visitors 17 points to 0 in front.
Well, that's nice reward from the hooker, isn't it? Haiti, look at him, he's loving it, as you would. It was his throw that found the mark. And I like the way they found something that works, stick with it. Nice, back yourself, look at this. Oh, that's a good throw, right at the peak of the jump. And then it's just men doing their work, just driving their legs, good low body position. The ball's in the tail end of that maul. And it all looked pretty easy in the end. But I bet there's plenty of hours and hours of practice, line out throwing, getting in the right positions to be able to do that.
I'm no lip reader, Bull, but just got the impression from Bernie Haiti when he was walking back in that replay that he might have been mouthing something about getting the throw right. That set it up, because of course if the throw's no good, there's no driving maul. And so, as you say, always a reward for the guys up front for the work they do if they can get their technical skills right, because then it creates an opportunity like that.
Yeah, well, you got your lifters. There's a lot of bits to the jigsaw puzzle for sure. And it's nice when it all works.
So here's Misa, Cassius Misa. 1 from 2 so far today. 1 from 3 as that one goes to the left, but Rotorua still in complete control of this one. They get the line out right. Threatened a little bit, didn't it? The ball bubbling around at the top there, but they brought it back under control. And then once this started to move forward, it was just a matter of when they were going to score. And they do through Bernie Haiti.
Telltale sign in any maul as you look at the heads, how many heads are up. In that case, I saw a few Tauranga boys' heads up. I didn't see too many Rotorua boys. So that's a good indicator which way the ball's going to go.
So there's the restart taken by Dixon for Tauranga. Here come Rotorua again, trying just to chip it over the top of that line. Ball's bouncing around. Tricky one there for Jack Fisk.
What's that? Yeah, so it's going backwards. Look on.
Referee just wasn't quite sure what had gone on there. It was a little bit confusing with Fisk and the confronting attacking player for
Yeah, I'll watch it, but I don't think
put under pressure Fisk, and ball's lost forward, so a couple of minutes out from half-time. And Rotorua, they might be smelling another one here, another opportunity for sure.
Well, that was an example. We talked about kicking earlier. That's an example of a good kick where the ball went to ground and the chasing players can get to the ball. So that's what you want to see from your team. And it's always nice as a forward when you see the ball going forward and you can get to it through pressure.
Step up, lads. Let's go. Same as where we were, eh? Nothing's changed.
Let's loose.
Crutch.
Shake. Good one.
Bind.
Keep this one. Push.
Set.
So scrum here, Rotorua, and they come down this left-hand side. Kicking it through is Misa, chasing after it. He's already scored 2 tries, taken by Roberts. Now, can he launch something from the back here? Comes back to Fisk, and he heads into the tackle of Simpkins.
Run!
Drinrod clears, but down it comes to first 5'8", Cassius Misa, and here he is again, the fullback. This time he doesn't run. Ravu Taumata looks for a little bit of space. Gonna bang this one and bounce it into touch. Great kick there from the fullback. Showing all the skills is Celestino Ravu Taumata, and he will be definitely, Bull Allen, one of the candidates for our D3 tape player of the day.
Stel, can you just watch that front for me?
He's certainly been into everything, showing his skills with the ball in hand and with the boot.
Well, if we're picking it at half-time, he'd certainly be your front runner. There's no doubt about that. He's been impressive.
Well, the ball come down the back by Rotorua. Diving on the ball was Paia. He's just slightly isolated, and so Tauranga have been able to walk over the top of this. The comp get rid of it, and we'll go back midway 22, 10 metre line inside Tauranga territory. 30 seconds out from half-time, 17 points to 0. Rotorua, 3 tries to none. 2 tries to left wing at Manu Akaola. And another try to Bernie Haiti, the hooker for Rotorua. Just the one successful kick so far from Cassius Misa. Rotorua, though, in complete control as we approach half-time of this Super 8 meeting, round 1. And here they come, slipping over this time is Gardner Toy for Rotorua. Paia finds Misa, short ball lost forward though by Sorensen Taufara.
I got half-time.
So the referee says that'll do us in the first half. So the first 35 minutes, 3 tries scored by Rotorua, 1 kick from their first 5, Cassius Misa. Half-time in Tauranga, it is Rotorua boys leading Tauranga boys 17-0. Second half, not far away. Stick with us. Half-time in Tauranga, it is Rotorua boys leading Tauranga boys 17-0. 3 tries in the first half. Let's go and have a listen in to the Rotorua boys huddle.
I'm not a front, so you can receive their point and
just be with them, let them go, and then off the mark, okay? Anything else, boys?
How we started that first half, we can't go into the second half starting like that.
Our kick, we go
start how we just finished.
Yeah. Next 10 minutes, put the game away.
Keep the energy.
Okay, so
Make sure the rest of our full packs are getting on the side of their picking game. Because these will draw players and give their picking go as easy as that.
You enjoying it, boys? Yeah, we're playing some good footy, boys. It's really local games.
I reckon, you know how there's only a little bit of us on that blind side.
So a good message there from their coaching staff, including Dion Muir, who's in the middle of that. Tauranga Boys College, the huddle there. What would the message from them be? You'd hope it's just to kind of keep in the game, keep in the moment, Bull.
Well, I think the first message would be don't kick it down the throat of Rotorua Boys back 3.
So let's have a look at some of these first half highlights. And Ravu Tamata Bullalan, he was the orchestrator of most of them. He set this one up, and then Akuola, he just finished it.
Yeah, he did, but, you know, he made that look very easy, but you still got to be in the right spot, and he knows his fullback mate, what he does, obviously. They play together all year long. And once again, look at this. They're just working together. You can just see it. They're just working to the space. And Akuola, he had a lot of work to do there. He's got pace,
Great
and he backed himself.
Between the two of them, and then the forwards went to work.
Well, this will be the best try. Best try of the first half, of course, because it's the fourth try.
How could I not agree with you on that?
And Haiti there, he made the throw and he finished the job off. The hooker, well done.
So clinical in the first half. Rotorua boys. Akiola, the 2 tries. Haiti, the other one. And Cassius Misa, well, kicking at 33%. A couple of tricky ones from out wide. Tauranga, just the one opportunity through Lecomte, and couldn't quite take advantage of it. Tauranga, they've showed in the first, particularly at the start of the first half, that they could be competitive in this game. And they've certainly done a lot of things well. Just Rotorua, when they've been given the opportunity, man, have they pounced on it.
I think that's been the difference. They have very early in the game, they didn't get many opportunities. Rotorua boys and Tauranga boys just couldn't force their way into scoring points, could they? But as soon as Rotorua boys got in the right part of town, they delivered.
Talked about Rotorua, rugby pedigree, 2015 champions at the national level, of course. Rotorua, the national top 4 champions in 2015. 3rd in last year's Super 8. Chiefs Cup runners-up this year, having lost to Wesley College in the final. Tauranga, on the other hand, well, they had some few losses pre-season-wise, but steadily improving. They have been beaten by Rotorua already this season. Tauranga, though, will be feeling that they can just get a bit more possession ball in the right end of the field, and perhaps they can turn this around. Yeah,
absolutely. Look, they're still well in this game. It's a big challenge ahead, but they've just got to get their hands on the ball, don't they? They didn't have a lot of ball in the first half. The thing that impressed me with the Rotorua boys, and it probably reflects on the way they're playing, very calm. You know, Dion Muir, we heard him spoke, just a real calmness and a real confidence about them.
I love the way he said to them, "You're enjoying it, boys, you're enjoying it. Make sure you're having fun. This is meant to be fun." So Good to see. Here's the restart. Bit of a mix of a bounce there. And eventually, though, Tauranga come away with it. It's that Ravu Taumata again out wide and almost an early opportunity. Here is that man again, down on halfway. Decides to run. Always looks dangerous. Breaks the first tackle. Does Ravu Taumata. Skips around. Gets it passed back on the inside to his captain.
Time off.
Referee's just
a bit unsafe here with this man just being here, eh?
An injury,
so time
which is probably a smart thing to do considering the vicinity of the play. Quite sure who's down there, Bull, but it doesn't look particularly good. Might have been that try. Is it a try score from the first half? Manu, okay, all up.
He was about to get run over by his fullback mate there, wasn't he? Bull started to hone him very quickly towards his direction, so Jamie Bell did the right thing, just slowing action down a bit.
Yeah, you're scrum. Yeah, just because it was a bit unsafe for your play down here.
Got a little sniff there again of the danger of Ravu Taumata. It looked like the defensive line of Tauranga was coming up pretty flat and pretty. There didn't look too many holes in it. Well, he found one.
Yeah, from the side angle, you saw him merge into the Tauranga defence. If you weren't watching our screen, and next when he just comes through it, he's lightning, isn't he?
This is the injury.
Yeah, Akiula, as you said, he went down, he's hurt something. Ball went loose. Anyway, Rotorua boys will get the scrum in a pretty good position of the field.
Scrum.
A bit of a change there for Rotorua. Zach Ruranui has come on. Yeah, says his favourite thing, Bull, is scrummaging. So that'll be close to your heart, of course. Might be able to seek him out after the game for a chat.
Well, scrummaging comes a close second to eating. But, yeah, good luck to him. Let's see what he can do. There he goes. He's a tight head prop, tight head replacement. Zach Ruranui. Got a great camera shot of it here. They need to get their scrum right here.
He's had the best part of 40 minutes to think about a scrum. Here he is. He'll get the chance to put it into action. First scrum of the second half. Rotorua managed to clear. It's a bit messy with Misa. This time takes the tackle. Has to fend off Lasanga. And they've actually taken possession off Rotorua here at Tauranga. Here they go. Chance for the backs to run. Haven't had too many chances to really run with the ball, the Tauranga backs. Hunter Dixon crawls a couple of metres. He's wearing 13. Bosselman driven back. Nice offload. Lasanga. Bit of space here for Lasanga for Tauranga. First real chance for them. Can he find some support?
High tackle.
Advantage being played for the high tackle.
High tackle.
So Tauranga get the penalty, but Vivini Lasanga just got the legs going there to the open side flanker.
Okay, let it go. I know, I got the penalty for it.
Yeah, we just saw some getting the ball a bit wider. Sort of first pod looked like they were going to take it in. This was good skills there, wasn't it? They just managed to unload, and he just kept going and going and going. And it was Tuki Simpkins that got him in the end, but gee, by then he'd made about 30 metres, and a great early opportunity for Tauranga boys. A lot of feeling out there, isn't it? There's a bit of argy-bargy. You can tell that these two are pretty hostile rivals, that's for sure.
We've talked about the rivalry. They call this, it's a bit of a battle of the bay, this really, isn't it? In terms of the Bay of Plenty. And the Skulls Cup, I can tell you, that's what they're playing for. Named after... Oh, here come Tauranga fighting his way through there as Bosselman. Real opportunity here for the home team at the start of the second half. Yong driving into his opposite, Simpkins. Another pick and go from Ryan Bosselman. 5 metres out. This should be a superb time for Tauranga to strike if they could. Lasanga, he started it. Winding up and spinning. That's Rufubot. Close to the line. And a penalty too.
Let's go, Tauranga, use it!
Rotorua under pressure here.
Racket formed.
Captain Simpkins looking for an explanation. And they're going to set a scrum down. Good intent from Tauranga.
Well, they haven't had too many pick and go opportunities in the close range quarters, and they certainly executed very well here. And early pressure. This happened in the first half as well. They need to turn this pressure into points now. The first part of that puzzle is getting the scrum right. They need a good solid scrum. Good option perhaps might be Young off the back. He's an explosive player.
Certainly looks like it. Chad Roberts has also scored quite a few tries so far this season for Tauranga on that right wing. Where do they go? Young, they head out to the right. Young
help him out, Tilly, over left.
Presents it back, still in possession. Another pick and go. Bosselman, it's a busy second row, isn't he?
Let it go.
He's it back between the legs. Here's his locking partner.
Good boy.
Lasunga, he started it, spins, Lasunga over! He scored! Vavini Lasunga and Tauranga, that is the dream start to the second half for them. Try scorer, open side flanker, Vavini Lasunga.
Nice. Let's just watch out, offside line number 4. That's what they've understood.
Well, we were raving about his earlier run, and he's delivered there. He had a bit of work to do, didn't he? A nice little spin. He really had to work hard, but some nice build-up here. Good solid scrum. And these big lock forwards have been working hard too, haven't they, for Tauranga boys? But Lasunga, this was earlier in the picture. It was a wonderful run from him. He just ran, and that gave Tauranga boys territory. And it all started from there, and then the pick and goes. The heavy hitters getting involved. And look at that. About 5 metres out, he just spun around. Well, less than 5. I'm giving a bit more credit than he probably deserves. It's about 3 metres. But he still had a bit of work to do. Nice one.
Great start for the second half for Tauranga. Try scored Vavini Lasunga. And here is Lecomte to try and add the extras. And we're trying to get themselves back into this game. They've certainly made the right start on the road to doing that. Here's Lecomte to try and add the extras. Good strike from Lecomte. And over she goes, and so the ideal start to the second half. The try scorer Lasunga converted by Izan Lecomte.
Game on.
A bit of work to do here, didn't he? Had to spin. Certainly earned that try. And Rotorua, well, they talked about, we heard in their huddle at halftime, Bill, that they didn't want to start the second half the way they started the first half. Sure, they didn't concede any points, but they gave away a lot of possession, and this time it's cost them.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with that. But credit to Tauranga boys, they've taken the opportunity.
So the restart comes down to Grinrod, the halfback. Straight away, he lets rip with a kick and takes play outside the 22.
Nice little crowd here watching this one today.
Certainly is. It's a beautiful day in the Bay of Plenty. I wouldn't expect anything less, of course, though, having travelled down this morning from Auckland. Beautiful drive. It would have been a bit disappointing, Bull, if I'd come down to your patch and found it had been raining.
Well, if there's anywhere you're going to set up open-air scaffolding, mate, it's here.
Here come Rotorua. Second 5'8", Te Hamara Gardner-Toy. Out to the left. Here is Ravu Taumata. Space for the fullback. Pass back on the inside. Heading to the try line. And they've scored Manu Paia. Superb stuff. Set up again by Celestinu Ravu Taumata. Scored by the halfback Manu Paia. Rotorua hit 20, their 4th try of the game.
Well, it's all about responding, isn't it? And gee, haven't they done that? Ravu Taumata is absolutely phenomenal, isn't he? He's, boy, he knows how to read a gap or take a gap, and good support play there from Manu Paia. He started here with the long pass, and he's just got too much space here, and he just gets on the outside of the Tauranga boys defenders, and as always, he's always looking for support players, and Paia, like all good halfbacks, just tracking up the middle. That was well executed by Tauranga boys. Rotorua boys.
Just a little sniff is all it took for Ravu Taumata. Showed in the first half how dangerous he is on the counter and how dangerous he is when just given a little bit of space. And again, he found that space and a good support play from Manu Paia. Misa chips it up towards the posts, but no goal. And so the try scored by Paia, unconverted for Rotorua. As we watch, Ravu Taumata gets round his man, then in the tackle almost he threw that pass, and Paia had a nose for the try line.
Yeah, he's got a nice fend on him, isn't he? He just gets on the outside, he's got that fend, then he puts the ball back in 2 hands and starts looking for support. There's a lot going on when he's got the ball in hand, for sure.
So the restart.
2 knock-ons.
Lost forward.
2 knock-ons.
And then lost forward by Tauranga. So we'll have a scrum, and it will be Tauranga will feed it. Changes for Tauranga with Kerwin Tahini on for Josh Humphreys in the front row.
Crutch. Bind. Set.
Good scrum from Rotorua. Well, they walked straight through the top of that one. Somehow Tauranga going to get another chance, but I'm no scrum expert. Paul, I'll leave you that one to you to explain.
Well, Zach Ruanui, the replacement tight end for Rotorua boys, he likes to scrummage. He did a bit of a job there. I don't quite know what Tauranga boys got that back. They were peeled and dealt to. But anyway, that's the way it is. So Rotorua boys have got a sniff of that opportunity now, so they'll be going hard, I'd imagine.
Bind.
11 minutes gone in the second half at Tauranga Boys College. 15-point ball game. This is round 1 of the Super 8.
Boys, we've got to sort these binds out, okay? He's coming straight over. Let him go first, and then you go, okay? Let's go.
The old front rowers have always got plenty of advice to offer the referee, haven't they? Brilliant.
Back line nicely set there for Tauranga. They really do need to be the next team to score, the home team.
Agreed.
They harbour any ambitions of winning this game.
Yep.
Can't afford to let Rotorua get any further away. Scrum is fed, and again, walked straight over the top. Didn't really get it into that scrum. Ball's then lost forward. Just when Lasaga looked like he was going to pick it up. And get another chance to clear this time, Rotorua.
Knock on, off none.
Yeah, just a little bit messy at the moment, isn't it? There's been a couple of changes. And that, of course, you know, it doesn't matter if you've been together all year long. When changes are made, it changes the pattern of a game sometimes. Different personnel, and you can just see that. They just need to settle down both teams now. Rotorua boys scrum is gaining some ascendancy, isn't it?
Bind.
So this showed signs in that first half that they were just starting to take control of this part of the game. And there's a pretty solid platform for Paia to launch from. Running this time is Misa. Now, can he link up with anybody? Up over halfway. He's going to try and float the pass back into Rawatamata. Good support play there from Caleb Muir. Real opportunity here for Rotorua. Rawatamata falls over. Pops it back in field this time to Nicky Jacobs.
Leave him, what?
One of the replacements all for Rotorua. Here's Misa. Runs and pops a nice pass to Gardner Toy. Over the ball though, Tauranga, and they win the penalty. Good play from Tauranga Boys College.
Hold on.
Well, that could have been very ugly there for Tauranga Boys. It was a clean break, and they scrambled back very well. Pretty impressed with the way they got back. That looked like it could have been all over, and they really worked hard to get back on defence.
Subs. Number 6 and 4, sub. 6 and 4,
A couple of replacements coming on for Tauranga Boys. 2 fresh legs.
You know, Tom's off. Tom's off.
Vorton Patina Fortunes come on there in jersey 19.
Tom on.
Dylan French has made way for him. And Josh Lister Bartlett has come on for Ryan Bosselman. And there he is. Easy as you like, straight into the field, straight into the action. They set the drive to Tauranga. 5 or 6 metres, and then it'll come again for Grunrod. Popping the pass, leaving it behind. Dangerous time here for Tauranga. Rotorua storming with the counter-attack. Pick and go from Jacobs. Presents it again to Paia. Just trying to create some space for Rawatamata. And we're in touch.
They like the blind side, don't they, Rotorua boys? They just keep pressuring down there, and it's a good option actually for them. They're getting numbers there. Anyway, just a little lack of execution then. Look for the little offload, and it went on the touch line, so little for Tauranga boys. But Tauranga boys, they need to get down the right end of town, don't they? This is where they're under all sorts of pressure when they're hard in defence.
Saw quite a bit of this in the first half. They had to always fight their way out, and that ball's been tapped, and Lasanga's had to go back and get it, but he's got Caleb Muir all over him. This time, though, Rotorua
needed.
Didn't release the player.
Clear release
so they get the penalty, a relieving one, and a very welcome one, too, for Tauranga.
Yeah, the old tap off the top of the line-out's not a great option. But anyway, they've got away with it. That's better. It gets them a little bit closer to the halfway mark, so they can hopefully start to build a little bit of pressure. Because as you've mentioned already, Tauranga boys really need to be the next team to score. They've made some replacements that will inject a bit of energy into the side.
And
Tahini
1 and 2.
can't find his number, and it's a free kick, and away come Rotorua. Here is Cassius Misa. Puts the ball onto the ground, coming forward as Fisk. He almost breaks through the tackle as Jack Fisk, the fullback for Tauranga. Just tipped up, Grinrod. Driving forward the replacement, Tahini, and here they come. Good run there from first 5'8". Lecomte for Tauranga. There's Grinrod again. Here's the captain, Yong. He's worked pretty hard so far this afternoon, has Gigi Yong. Another carry from Vorton, Patini Fortune. Those replacements looking for some impact, and so far certainly getting their hands on the ball. Rufubot. It's all about throwing the pass now. Chips it on. Good hands from the left winger there, Breton. Well taken though. Nice little interchange though. Here is Yong. Head down, driving in as Webster. Presents it again for Grinrod. Takes the quick tap, runs into his own player. Does Grinrod, he's slightly out on his own. It's Fisk.
Now roll, 13!
Trying to up the tempo a bit, Tauranga boys. Grinrod again. Lachlan Devro, the blonde locks. Presents it back in. So far the defence has been pretty good from Rotorua. Rufubot, and the penalty over the top this time was Cassius Misa. And all that work, fortunately for Tauranga, they'll have to turn around.
Yeah, he just got isolated there, didn't he? Rufubot, unfortunately. He got wide, support wasn't with him. And as we've seen, Rotorua boys are pretty quick on that breakdown opportunity.
Yeah, just tried to go quick there, did Cassius Misa. Took the quick tap. I think he spotted a bit of space behind at the back there for Tauranga, but he's hooked it out on the full, so ends up being a semi-attacking opportunity here for Tauranga boys. If they can win the line out, juggling. Lost forward though, a bit of a hand in there from Rotorua, so they'll have a scrum.
Yeah, they're battling a little bit at line-out time.
Lock on.
I like the way the Rotorua boys are competing in the air, though. A lot of teams are just passive at line-out. They just wait for the opposition to win it and then just try and hit them on the ground. Good to see them competing in the air.
17 minutes
I don't see that too often, do you? Often teams just let it go. They sort of content on contesting the maul or whatever's coming at them after the line out, as opposed to trying to sort of take away it at the source.
Well, the fear, of course, is that if you compete in the air, if they get the ball down and then they get the drive going, you haven't got numbers on the deck.
Set.
But if you put pressure on the ball in the air, you've got the opportunity to try and get it back.
Here's another big scrum from Rotorua. They managed to clear it. Blown the pass, and it's picked off by the right winger, James. Now can he link up? Juggles it, and it's picked up, and Misa's lost it forward, so Tauranga just get away with that one. You could sort of see Caesar James, he was loitering in the back line, and he picked it off, but they managed to pick him up just before he got away too far away.
These Tauranga boys will be breathing a sigh of relief there. Just about skedaddled away. But one thing Tauranga boys are very strong at is they scramble well, because I've had to do a fair bit of it today.
Certainly you're seeing Yong and Lasanga in the loose forwards. They're having to cover off quite a few miles around the field.
Crutch!
Done a pretty good job. They've now got some fresh legs out there and Patina Fortune to help them out on the closer side, closest to us as you can see.
Yes, their GPS units will be reading height, all right. There's no doubt about that. They're working hard.
Clearing the scrum quickly too. And this time running to the line is Lecomte. Well taken though by Gardner-Toy. It's been pretty good on defence. Juggled by Fisk. Loses it forward. Here comes a little bit of an attacking counter here from Paia. Good pass on the inside. Well, support play. Good support play from Rotorua. Paia comes back to the centre of the field. We're trying to find that fullback. Where is he? Out on the far side. Here he is. He does collect it eventually. It is Ravotomata. What can he cook up? Boy, well done. Well taken by Chad Isaiah Roberts. Hacked those legs out from under him. And if they wanted to work out a way to stop him, Bull, that was probably the way you do it.
Yeah, it was a great D from Roberts, wasn't it? He just went in low and totally committed to the tackle.
Every time he's touched the ball, it seems today, he's managed to cook something up. And Roberts thought, no, not this time.
Yeah, some good defence here. Watch this. He just come. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Big D.
Come on.
22 points to 7. Rotorua leading Tauranga. 4 tries to 1 so far. And just over 13 minutes to play here in Tauranga. Tahini manages to find Lister Bartlett. Whipping the pass, Roberts is in from the right wing. Here's Fisk, bit of space here for Bretan. Taken again though in the tackle. Clean out, working hard on the ground. Rotorua. And fighting his way forward is Webster. All of a sudden the big prop is starting to get his hands on the ball a little bit. Ball spills out on the Rotorua side. Picked up again. Good work from Patina Fortune for Tauranga. And here is Jack Fisk. Bretan almost slips out of the tackle. It's getting slightly isolated and well worked and well ripped clear by Ravotomata on the ground. But he's just lost it forward.
Lock on here.
Again, though, ball Tauranga showing good glimpses, good retention of the ball when they are able to hold on to it. They do look dangerous.
I think the difference between the two teams this afternoon is Tauranga boys are having to string phase after phase to make any go forward, whereas the Rotorua boys, with a couple of their excellent backs, a bit of individual brilliance, are really carving up. So Tauranga boys just working that little bit harder to make the ground. But they've changed their game plan. They're not doing stupid kicks now. Not to say that the kicks were stupid in the first half, but they weren't. They put them in a bit of trouble, didn't they? So they're being a lot more calculated, and they're using the ball in hand a lot more. And it's been a good second half performance from Tauranga boys. As it stands, they're winning the second half 7-5.
Okay. Let's go.
1 try apiece, second half, 17-0 at half time.
You need more. It's a free kick.
That's if my abacus is working correctly, which possibly it might not be.
No, I think mine's not perfect, but I'm pretty sure you're about right. So
fantastic. I was a bit concerned that you're going to solve wrong.
I'm sure the viewers will tell you if you're wrong.
There'll be feedback for sure.
Stay down. Set.
Good opportunity this on the 22-metre line. Tauranga with the scrum. Need to clear that ball though. That scrum's been going backwards and it's going backwards again. Good work from Rotorua at the set piece. Been dominating that aspect of the game in this last sort of 10 or 15 minutes. Good work there. And that is a welcome penalty for them.
Yeah, Zach Lurunui, the tight head prop that's come on as replacement in jersey 17. He's really been doing a wonderful job there at scrum time.
Good clearance from Cassius Misa. Year 12 at the college. Cassius Misa, the first 5. So potentially another year of first 15 to come for him after this one. So I talked at the Rotorua team. They've got a good mixture of young guys. There's obviously some experience there of the year 13s who have played at this level before, but a good young group as well, which is promising for the first 15 at Rotorua.
Yeah, well, if we can learn anything from Steve Hansen, the All Blacks, it's all about succession planning, and that's what it's about, isn't it? Is bringing young guys through while there's a mixture of older guys there.
Gardner-Toy takes it forward. Tireless afternoon's work for him so far, and infringement.
Got to support your body weight. 8 and 16, support your body weight. So he pushed him into his legs.
Just over 10 minutes to play here. Gap is 15 points. Another try certainly make it pretty difficult for Tauranga to turn this around. And Rotorua, perhaps Bull Allen, just smelling a little bit of blood here.
Yeah, absolutely. They're in a nice position here, and
that's a superb kick too from Cassius Misa. So it's not the first time he's done that.
Number 12, sub.
Good field position here for Rotorua boys. And be no guesses, well, no prizes for guessing what they do here, mate. I'd say they'll be looking for a nice rolling maul, which worked well for them a couple of times in the first half.
And Gareth Ward-Allen has joined the game.
Just wait, time's off.
First job will be to try and stop Rotorua if they can set the drive. Bernie Haiti, he's already profited one meat pie this afternoon. He'll be looking for another one. First job is to find the target. Does find the target. Set the drive again. Haiti just creeping forward. Tauranga doing a good job. The arms out. Still creeping forward. Over the line they go. And what's the bet? It's Haiti. Bernie Haiti again. Just replicated what he did in the first half. Found the target at the line out. And Bernie Haiti gets his second of the afternoon, and Rotorua go out to 27 points to 7.
We've got about 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fantastic work, isn't it? They know what's working well for them, Rotorua boys. Nice kick into the corner there from Cassius Misa that set it up nicely. They're nice, easy 5 metres out. Beautiful taking the line out here, and then they just go to work. They know it's worked before for them, so they're going to stick with what works. And you can just see, we can see a lot of Tauranga boys' numbers pointing in our direction, so they've just spun out the side there, and they're not much good when they're pointing towards us with their backs towards us, that's for sure. Rotorua boys, very, very clinical in that department.
Just had an air of inevitability about it, that line out, didn't it? Once the line out had been, they'd brought the ball down, you just felt there was a lot of momentum with Rotorua. They'd already done it once. And good body position again, Bolt. And here's Cassius Misa with a chance to push Rotorua further in front. No goal, and so Rotorua, the try scored by Bernie Haiti, unconverted. But Rotorua 27-7, and seemingly on their way to their first win in this year's Super 8 competition.
Yeah, you can just see it once again. Rotorua boys, very, very good collectively, aren't they? They're just working as a unit up front.
And the restart from Tauranga. Driving it forward. Good carry from Rotorua. This time, Paia kicks from the base of that ruck. Coming forward is the fullback, Revu Tamata. Didn't get this one, though. And Tauranga trying to fight for it on the ground, but a little legally there for Rotorua.
Entry from 19.
Nicky Jacobs penalised there for Rotorua.
Toki. Let's just have a look at that discipline at the breakdown, eh? Have a look at it.
Well, good opportunity here for Tauranga boys. Still just over 10 minutes to go. Oh, sorry, 10 minutes. Are the calculations correct there? No, they're not.
Just over 6 minutes to go, Bull.
I forgot 35-minute halves. This is better. Tauranga boys, it's nice.
Setting the driver, Tauranga, but it's just come to ground, and so here they come. Looking to get Roberts involved in the game, but Gardner toys, he's done a number of times today.
Advantage is over!
And here they come. Misa, nice pass. Well tapped down by Bretan for Tauranga. Paia, and intercepted by Bretan. He might go all the way. Oh, he's just tripped, lost his footing. Throws the Parks inside. Oh, he might still score. They will score. Lecomte just looked to run out of real estate.
Come off.
When Matt Bretan went down that left flank, Bull, he looked for sure that he was going to score. just pulled up with a little hammy or some kind of injury, managed to throw the pass inside to Lecomte, who collected it, and then he's brought it round under the sticks too to rub a bit of salt in. Let's have a look at this on the replay. It all looked pretty good for Rotorua, and then all of a sudden, Bull Allen, what happened here?
Well, the ball popped out, and look at this. He almost like he was shot from the grandstand, wasn't it? Something went clunk, but great backup work, wasn't it there? Fantastic stuff. Lecomte and Breton could have been easy to die with the ball. He's actually, you can't see it on screen, but he's on the sideline. He might have got cramp or something, or he strained a hamstring, but he did well. He kept the ball alive. And good reply from Tauranga boys.
It looked like they were, Rotorua were just going to go through the motions. There is Matthew Breton on the sideline, as he just like a thief just
bang,
and then the shots fired. But then I love the great work there from the first five. Lecomte would have been very easy for Tauranga for that movement to break down, but it didn't. They kept it alive, and Lecomte scooted around and scored the try, then quickly converted it. So with just over 4 minutes to play, or just less than 4 minutes to play, 27 form, catching your disease, Paul.
I'm glad you know what's going on, mate.
27 plays 14. Now, Ken, Tauranga, another quick try here would set us up for a grandstand finish. Driving forward there. Patina Fortune and Lister Bartlett off the bench have certainly provided a little bit of impact. To turn Ravu Tamata around for Rotorua. He looks like he wants to run. He thought about kicking, then he runs. Gets through the first tackle, carries a couple over halfway. Comes to Misa, bit of space here for Strickland. Kicks it in the inside, bouncing around, sits up for Misa. Pops it back to the right winger, James. And here come Rotorua again, just when it... Fighting it though, Tauranga on the ground, and they may have won the turnover. What do they do here? Comes back for Fisk, I think that is. He's just let rip with a kick. It's come down to the left winger. He's already scored 2 tries. Danger zone here for Tauranga. Here's the fullback. He's already set 2 up. He's going to get one himself. He will get one himself. Special afternoon for Celestino Ravu Tamata, and he's capped it with a try, and that is Rotorua going past 30, and that will definitely seal the win.
They just seem to turn it up when they have to, don't they, Rotorua boys? That was nice play. They've got wonderful vision, Rotorua boys. Look at this. They get the ball wide, and look at this. All too easy. Just too much pace, and at times he looks like a man running amongst boys. He just looks so good.
He set so many tries up today, certainly in that first half. Akuola, he was just gifting them to him on a platter, and then he gets some reward for all that work by getting the try himself. Celestino Ravu Tamata, no doubt he is a real candidate for our D3 Tape Player of the Day, right up there.
I'd say the top candidate, Tom. Pretty hard to go past him.
Well, I'm giving someone else a chance with 1:30.
Oh, you're a generous man.
1:30 left on the clock.
Of course,
of course. Someone who could produce something that would be something off out of another planet.
He's had a stunner of a game.
Great prize, that D3 Player of the Day, isn't it, Bull? What have we got inside that?
Well
bag?
over $300 worth of gear. There's gel, there's tape, there's mouth guards. You know, all the things that we need.
Everything that a rugby player needs in their kit bag. Conversion is successful. The try scored by that youngster, Ravu Tamata. 34 plays, 14. Just over a minute to play here in Tauranga. So the restart from Tauranga, taken down by the replacement Kane O'Connor for Rotorua.
Hey, take a step out.
Good contest on the ground. Tauranga trying to walk it through. Misa has come in, wrestles his way out of the tackle, presents it back for his halfback. They really are fighting on the ground there. Bit of a mess, this. Going to come eventually for Tauranga. No, it's not. They're trying to clean it out. Another drive this time from Nicky Jacobs for Rotorua. Flying up, certainly willing in the last minute here, driving over the top is Devro.
Taken out the halfback.
He's been taken out illegally, has O'Connor. Doesn't look convinced as Lachlan Devro, but it's not going to cut it with the referee.
Here we go.
So Misa might fancy just tapping it, or is he just going to bang it into touch? So found touch. Taking it quickly. Have they? No, they haven't. They'll go back, of course, for the line out. 34 points to 14. Rotorua, great start to the Super 8 for them. And Tauranga, this is their third defeat of the competition. Played a couple of games earlier, thanks to Hamilton Boys High and Palmerston North being prepared to move their fixtures. And ball's gone down the back. So last opportunity here for Tauranga. Lasanga gets rid of one.
Knock on.
No advantage being played there from the
advantage was you
referee.
guys were offside. They never affected this. So knock on. No. People. So your backs were offside. Okay.
And Lasanga
never affected the knock on.
Enjoyed the second half, was quiet in the first half just to get too many opportunities to run, but when he's had the opportunities today in the second half, certainly he's looked pretty good. Won't be enough for his team today, but good performance from Tauranga in the second half. They trailed 17 points to 0 at half time, so 17-14 in the second half. Closer in the second spell. Cleared by Tauranga. Here is Yong. Started the game at number 8 and moved out to the midfield late in the second half. Good charge there from Josh Lister Bartlett.
There you go.
Rotorua's defence been pretty good most of today. Not given too much away. Devro comes again for Tauranga, trying to feed it out. Yong, bit of space here for Bretan. Into the contact, bouncing out of the tackle. Harrison Shaw, one of the replacements for Tauranga.
No, two!
Henderson. Again, just trying to play a bit of width as Rico Webster. Just to free the arms.
No, red! Leave it red!
Didn't let it go when the referee told him to, the Rotorua player.
Your body weight. Never supporting his body weight.
Pointing at the corner. It's one of the players to bang it into touch.
It's over.
One hasn't found touch, or has it? Yes, it has found touch. Split the two players at the back there. Caesar James, right winger, and Ravu Tamata. And so Tauranga boys will get one more chance here. We're in referee's time.
On the line, Hickey.
On the line. Get up. Hold up.
Get the line out right. It's going to sit up and lost forward by Tauranga boys.
Knocked into the player. Game over.
And the referee says that'll do us in this round 1 game of the Super 8. Tauranga put a good account of themselves, but too much class from Rotorua Boys High this afternoon. They win the game 34 points to 14. Superb performance from Rotorua. A lot of individual brilliance from Rotorua. Good team effort, a couple of set-piece tries. Out wide, though, they were superb. Manu Akuola scored a couple of tries. Bernie Haiti scored a couple of tries. And Celestino Ravu Tomata scored the final one for Rotorua, who beat Tauranga boys a few weeks ago and have done it again today. Today winning at 34 points to 14. And a good start for Rotorua boys high school to the Super 8 competition. They were third last year. They've been runners-up in the Chiefs Cup already. And really good effort from Tauranga boys today. Well, lots of individual stars today, but none better for Rotorua than Celestino Ravutamata. He is the D3 player of the match, and he is downstairs with Bull.
Well, congratulations on being our D3 player of the match. How did you enjoy that game?
It was really good. Yeah.
Well, you finished the game with a try after setting up many during the game, so that would have been pleasing.
Yeah. Just playing Tauranga is not an easy team. Yeah, let's see.
Well, I tell you what, you got plenty of tape and gel and other bits and pieces in there to share with your friends, so congratulations.
Great stuff. Celestino Ravutamata, player of the day. Ravutamata, he was brilliant from the beginning. Set up a couple of tries, created some space, great ball running, good support play from his teammates, but particularly with ball in hand, Celestino Ravutamata, the fullback for Rotorua Boys High, was really outstanding. Left winger should be celebrating with him. He scored a couple of the tries. Great support play. Every time he got the ball, he was good. And then to top it all off, he got the last of the day for Rotorua. It's Celestino Ravutamata, and he was inspirational for them today as Rotorua kick-started the 2018 Super 8 with a win. They'll be pretty pleased about that. Plenty more rugby to come on Sky, of course, later tonight. Don't forget, though, you can stay in touch with us on all our social media platforms, Facebook and Twitter, and the YouTube channel there, of course, as well. So make sure you keep in touch with us on Land Rover First 15 Rugby. Rotorua, though, they have got it done today. 34 points to 14 over Tauranga Boys High. On behalf of Bull Allen, this is Tom Bartlett bidding you a very good afternoon from Tauranga.
Slowly, slowly.